This is Sarah Haddock, reporting on the creation of Dogman. Part dog, part man. How did that happen? Let's find out.
Suckers! It's about Pete the cat. This is an evil guy, right? There's a really good cop, but he gets hurt. So there's a dog that also gets hurt, so they put the dog's head on the cop. He becomes a super cop.
What if we sew the dog's head onto the man's body?
And then it's dog versus cat. It's very simple. It's very simple.
Enough about this dog man. He's not going to ruin my evil plans to destroy all do-gooders. Buckle up!
I was fortunate enough to make a Captain Underpants television series at Dreamworks. So when the opportunity came around to do Dogman, I was very excited about making the movie.
Dogman is like a very funny concept, and it's just been wonderful seeing it all come together. How evil can one cat be?
Pretty evil!
A lot of adventures happen. There's a lot of action. It's really just really funny.
Dogman, listen up. You're the only one that can stop him with all your kung fu skills and your canine fortitude or whatnot.
It's lovely. It's sort of off the charts. I've always liked mad, weird things.
Oh,
Do-gooders.
where are you?
There's this tremendous fan base for the Dogman books, and I'm not changing the books. I'm expanding on the books. It's about taking all the sensibility and all the fun and putting it up on the big screen. I was first introduced to Dav Pilkey through the Captain Underpants books, which my kids read. I always loved his sense of humor, loved his sensibilities, very similar to my own.
My son particularly is a really, really big fan of the books, and I've been reading them to him since before he could read, and now subsequently he reads them to me, so it's very sweet. It's kind of a big story.
Dave puts in wonderful messages about family and about doing good. He also goes to some surprisingly deep places. They're all hidden in there under this really fun and silly and crazy story.
They'll never find me here.
I think what Dreamworks and especially Dav Pilkey does so well is that he knows you love the book, so he makes sure that's what you're seeing on screen.
Say bye-bye, dog man! No!
Good job, Dogman.
Are you ready? Good. Let's do this.
You write something and it's intended to be comedic and you give it to the right actor, it's like you just put a key in the door and unlocked it and they opened the door.
Time to stop this super cop!
Petey is like a super cool, relatable character because he's had a tough past, but deep down you can tell he doesn't want to be evil. He just wants to be loved.
I need someone who thinks like me, who acts like me, who has a wretched soul like me. I need another me!
Why do you always gotta lick the inside of my mouth?
Chief is always frustrated and loud and really hilarious, to be honest.
Can it, fish?
Obviously, I'm a big fan of the books, and it's just a really fun process. This super cop solves crimes and even plays piano for the old folks.
Seriously?
Arise, my beastly building! Arise!
Everybody that's in this movie is just bringing their comedic chops so they can take a line, they breathe life into it, and it becomes funny on top of that.
This is my room, and this is yours.
I'm sleeping with you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not!
Yes, I am.
Ugh.
When animated movies are made, the very second step after the script is storyboarding. And that's kind of almost like making a comic book of the movie. So there's a crew of people that do this, and I was the leader of those people.
An art director is like a captain of the art team. We pool the greatest talent we can find, and we come up with a picture together.
Ugh, great! Now we're supposed to beat a giant building?
We have a team of animators, and they'll come up with ideas for our movie. Then we'll show the director and see if he likes it as well. Usually he'll give us some suggestions, and then I work with the animators, and we do that.
Whoa!
Production designer on an animated film basically oversees the visual look of the whole movie. So we oversee how the characters look, how the world looks. In the case of Dogman, how we translate the books and the style of the books up onto the big screen.
Oh no! Dogman!
You know, we came up with this thing that I called high-end handmade. We want to retain that charm, so there are crooked lines, there's brush strokes. The character designs are very similar to the book, but expanding that world and building on it, not reimagining it and changing it.
Hit it, dog man!
It's just fun. It's a different type of animation. It's really beautiful to see. It's cool stuff.
Not the suplex!
The premise of the books is they're written by George and Harold, by two 10-year-olds, and so I'm not pretending that they made the movie, but certainly they are creative consultants to what we've done.
No one can stop me! Suckers! I don't like this stuff! Turns out we actually are out of toilet paper.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, you can't return him to Dogman if there is no Dogman!
Oh my gosh, Pete is really deranged in this, the voice.
Unbelievable!
Petey is the world's most evilest cat.
These two are not gonna ruin my evil plans to take over the world! What?
Because all of us, you know, want to take over the world or... Right?
Another me!
You know, when we first got Pete, we were really excited about it. And then when we got in the recording studio with him, like, it was immediate, like, done.
I was just, like, shocked, because, like, I have to hear myself talk, which is, like, not ideal, but, like, I kind of like it.
The Butt Sniffer 2000, Butt Sniffer 2000, the Butt Sniffer 2000. Wrong!
A little variety, you know what I'm saying? You scream into a booth.
I want my life back!
They go, that was great, but we need 17 more of these.
Come on, we've got to keep going.
Stop! How's that?
Good.
Feels pretty good to do that.
Hey, Dogman.
He is loyal, he is loving, he's a really good cop, and he eats dog food.
Gross.
Peter is fantastic.
Some people are like, wow, he's so talented.
Peter did Dogman throughout the movie, scratch-wise.
Good dog.
It was pretty funny to see see how much work that he'd put into it.
I think there's layers to this, so I think I can do like a panting.
It was an interesting record for sure.
I said stop it.
The chief is someone with a big heart and a short temper.
Can you hear me? Answer me.
It's probably one of my funniest voiceover roles I've ever had.
Why do you always gotta lick the inside of my mouth?
He got it right away.
You drive me crazy, Sarah Haddock.
I'm in love with that reporter.
And it's not because I might be secretly in love with you.
What?
What? I said get out.
Making Chief come to life and putting a voice to Chief for the first time is really cool.
Not now. Millie.
Millie, that was Peter really just, you know, spitballing ideas on how could we make this character funnier and bring her a little more to life.
It's quiet, like a frozen lake in winter, like dinner time on the moon.
He just wrote those hilarious lines of her being a little bit kooky.
Like when Anthony fell asleep on his fishing boat and yells to the dock, "Why did you untie my boat?" And I'm like, me? It's not my fault you can't tie a knot, Captain Stewbean.
Lunel nailed it.
No, let's do it. Well, I could do this all day. I love doing voiceover. Kind of like that, right? It's tough.
This is Sarah Haddock again.
Sarah Haddock is the world's greatest reporter.
Reporting on the incredible saga of Dogman.
So she's on top of all of the stories and anything that goes on, current affairs.
What about that time I caught Flippy?
That story's literally a dead fish.
It has been so much fun working on a DreamWorks animation movie. Do you want me to do that or more emotional, or is that all right? Bark to the mailman. Bark to the mailman. Come on, that was so cheesy. I just won an award for the cheesiest.
He's just Dogman Super Cop.
Little Petey is a clone of Petey, the world's most evilest cat.
But it sounds fun. I want to be miserable too.
We needed a kid, and I knew that he loved the books, and so I just started bringing him in to record, and then it worked.
I need to go potty.
Why?
Ooh, what do these buttons do? I'm miserable. Get down!
Put me down.
Flippy was an evil fish who died, but then they bring him back to life as a psychokinetic evil fish.
Now I'm quite ready to use my evil to
destroy all do-gooders. To be able to work with Ricky Gervais is a dream.
I'm surprised when anyone employs me, so...
And now, my beautiful army, destroy them!
And he, too, has that inner vulnerability.
They tell me what to say, I say it in a weird way.
That crazy combination of...
Yeah, no need to list it all, I'm familiar.
So I suppose that is fun, just acting mental.
Dooga-da, dooga-da-da, dooga-da-da-da.
It's the role I was born to play.
Yes! Finish them!
I couldn't ask for a better cast.
That is not good.
Got to do a dog howl. This was not in the contract.
Go on, get out. I want all you losers out of here now.
Hi, I'm Anthony Zierhut. I'm head of story on Dogman movie here at Dreamworks. This is a fantastic movie, and I'm excited to show you how to draw Dogman, how to draw Petey, and how to draw Little Petey, and how to draw Flip-O-Rama. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's get started on how to draw Dogman. You start with his head, and it kind of looks like a baby carriage. I heard somebody describe it that way once. And then his eyes, one of our artists called them 11 eyes, because it looks like you're drawing the number 11. 2 vertical lines.
Oh, all right, I get it.
And he can have all kinds of different expressions. And he's always got 3 dots on his nose for whiskers. 2 crazy ears that always come out the back, or sometimes come down the bottom, depending on his mood.
Yeah, Dogman, I know how you feel.
His police hat. One of the great things about drawing Dogman is how simple it is. So you can put all your energy into his expressions. Whenever you draw Dogman, you have to always draw the stitches on his neck. Because that reminds you of how he got to be Dogman. The most insane origin story of any character. And he's a fun character to draw, too. Super simple feet. Yeah, and that's basically how you draw Dogman.
Good dog. Not now.
And I hope you enjoy drawing Dogman when you guys get a chance to do it.
I need another me!
For drawing Petey's a lot of fun because he's always got tons of attitude.
Okay, here it comes!
His head is a perfect circle. And frequently his mouth is wide open, so that's what I'm drawing here. Probably complaining about something.
Whatever!
He gets the 11 eyes and the frown eyebrows. And he has 5 whiskers, not 6, because he gave one of his whiskers to the cloning machine to make Little Petey. And I noticed Dav Pilkey draws a little shade line under their heads and under their little shirts. Their bodies kind of look like they're wearing t-shirts. So always put a little extra heavy line under there. Gives it a little bit of dimension. And I forgot to mention, Petey has a squared off tail. And it's kind of a mystery why he's got a squared off tail. But his dad always gives him a hard time about it. Don't forget the stripes. He and Little Petey have stripes on their bodies everywhere except their faces.
I'm a cat.
That's how you draw Petey.
So long, suckers!
What you doing?
For just drawing Little Petey by himself, the thing about him that's kind of funny is he's a little kid.
I'm little Petey.
So his head is huge. It's this big round head with a little cheek at the bottom. His eyes are close to the bottom of his head. Little nose, tiny little mouth. And his eyebrows are almost at the top of his head. And also his body is about half the length of his head.
Isn't that good?
Little round feet. No fingers on his hands. Little round tail.
Why?
And even though the eyes are really simple, you gotta be really careful where you put them to make sure it looks right.
Why?
We could also try different expressions for these characters.
Why?
When little P's happy, his eyes kind of look like C's on their side, or upside down U.
Papa!
And that's little Petey. Yeah, and that's how you draw those guys.
We all love a great comic, and love it even more when we see those images come to life.
No, back down.
Well, in this simple tutorial, we'll show you how to make your very own Flip-O-Rama.
Unbelievable!
This fun animation will be sure to impress everyone around you. Okay, let's gather everything we will need. White cardstock, colored construction paper, white paper, glue stick, drawing supplies, colored pencils, drawings of Dogman, Petey, and Little Petey, scissors.
Yeah, no need to list it all. I'm familiar.
Step 1. Take one sheet of white paper and fold it in half along the longest side of the paper. You should create roughly a 5.5 by 8.5 inch rectangle. Now let's pause for a second, and let's go to Anthony, who led the entire team to create the look of Dogman. He's going to show us how to draw the images in our very own Flip-O-Rama.
Hey, let's play.
I'm going to draw a Flip-O-Rama, and that is kind of like a mini animation of just 2 images that you flip back and forth, and it feels like motion. So in this case, I'm going to do one with all 3 characters, Dogman, Little Petey, and Petey.
At last, the final showdown.
On a teeter-totter. Let's start with the teeter-totter. It's like they're in the park or something. And I'm going to put Little Petey on top of the teeter-totter. And Dogman on one end. Of course, and Petey on the other end. Always got to remember to draw the stitches on Dogman's neck, because that reminds us of how I became Dogman, which is just plain crazy. And in this scene, just because it's fun to mess with Petey, I'm having Petey a little bit worried that he's flying too high on the other end of the teeter-totter. Petey usually gets himself in trouble, which makes it even more funny. I'm gonna draw the tip of his tail square, not round. 2 whiskers on one side, 3 on the other. A little bit of grass below them. And then we draw the Flip-O-Rama the other side. Dogman is up and Petey is down. And when you make a Flip-O-Rama, it's a good idea to go back and forth. Look at the old drawing and the new drawing, how they're all doing. If they're moving enough, because that's the fun of it, is when you make the Flip-O-Rama, that they're moving. They're changing positions from one drawing to the next. Not too much, but enough that it makes it feel like animation.
Come on, Papa. Let's have some fun.
Showing Dogman having a really good time here. And Petey, not so much. Petey with open eyes when he's up, closed eyes when he's down. Don't forget the stripes on his body. Squared off tail. This is stuff I say to myself when I draw them. And then when there's action, sometimes it's fun to draw little action lines. And then you can flip back and forth. Yeah, it looks like that's working. And that's a Flip-O-Rama. Thanks for drawing with me. This has been a lot of fun. And I hope you enjoy drawing Dogman when you guys get a chance to do it. Because he's a great character, and the movie is super good. And you're gonna enjoy both the movie and drawing him.
Wow, that was impressive.
Brilliant.
Isn't Petey funny in that drawing?
Seriously?
Are you ready to draw him flying in the air yourself?
How hard can it be?
Great. Let's get started. Step 2. Start by drawing the first image on the top half of the paper. Remember, you can rewind and rewatch Anthony's demonstration as many times as you need. There's no rush, just have fun. Hey, you can even go off script if you like.
Good idea.
Step 3. Once the image is complete, fold the paper in half the other way. This will now allow your image to be on the inner right side of the folded paper. It will act as a guide while drawing the second image. Step 4. Begin drawing the second image on the top half of the folded paper. Again, you may revisit the tutorial however many times you like. Step 5. Now that both drawings are complete, fold the paper back so the first drawing is in front. Take a look at your work. Flip the pages back and forth. Wow, how cool is that?
Yay!
Good job. Step 6. Now let's make a cool cover for your Flip-O-Rama. Take one sheet of white cardstock and fold it in half along the longest side of the paper. You should create roughly a 5.5 by 8.5 inch rectangle. Step 7. Now it's time to personalize your Flip-O-Rama and create a unique cover for your masterpiece.
I need a new idea.
Let's make this doggone cool by adding additional images or drawings of your characters. For example, you can use the drawings you made from the other How to Draw tutorials. Take your drawings and cut around your characters and set them aside.
What happens then?
Then, take a couple sheets of colored construction paper, like yellow and blue. Cut a few rectangles in various sizes out and glue them down to the front of the cover in any order you prefer. These will frame your character and add some color to your cover. Now collect your drawings and glue each one down in the center of each rectangle. Now let's give it a title. You can name it something like Your Name's Flip-O-Rama. So for our purpose, we're going to name ours Little Petey's Flip-O-Rama. Wow, doesn't that look great? Step 8. To complete your Flip-O-Rama, you need to glue the pages into your cover. Take the glue stick and add glue to the edges of the inner right side of the folded cardstock. Secure your drawings in place. Step 9. Show off your Flip-O-Rama.
This is how it's gonna work.
Once the glue is dried, test out your cool new Flip-O-Rama and flip the pages back and forth. Wow, look at that. That's so cool. Good job.
Hooray!
Now that you have your very own Flip-O-Rama, share it with your family and friends.
I made you a book.
What?
It's perfect. We all know that a dog is a person's best friend, and naturally, we want to keep our furry friends happy and well-fed. Oh, dog man, chill out. In this simple tutorial, we'll show you how to bake your very own doggy donuts.
Let's do this.
Okay, let's gather everything we need. Oat flour, eggs, pumpkin puree. Sweet potato is a good substitute. Greek yogurt, peanut butter, all natural, no stir. Food colors, cornstarch, doggy-friendly sprinkles. Next, grab your supplies.
Well, don't just stand there. Go, 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 get them.
Measuring cups, mixing bowl, spoon, cutting board or baking pad, parchment paper, rolling pin, donut-shaped cookie cutter, baking sheet, oven mitts, can opener.
Step 1.
Preheat oven.
Press start button.
Set the heat on your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Remember, safety first. Complete this task with adult assistance.
Help has arrived.
Step 2. Line the baking sheet with parchment paper. Measure out a piece of parchment paper to cover the surface of the baking sheet and put it in place. Step 3. Measure and mix your wet ingredients together. Measure 1 cup of pumpkin puree and add it to your mixing bowl. Now, add 1/4 cup of peanut butter. You will need 2 eggs, so grab your 2 eggs, and add the eggs to the mix. Be careful not to get any of the shells in the bowl, or you'll have one shell at a time.
I'm miserable!
Using your spoon, mix all the ingredients together until you have a smooth and creamy consistency. Now it's time for the dry ingredients. Measure 2½ cups of oat flour and add it to the mix. Mix the flour into your wet mixture until all the flour and wet mixture is combined. This should create a soft, touchable dough.
Oh yeah.
Step 5. Roll out the dough. Grab your cutting board or pastry mat and add a little bit of the oat flour to the surface. Make sure the flour is spread out evenly so your dough does not stick.
Now we hit the part where it all speeds up.
Place your dough on the center of the board. Add a little more flour to your rolling pin and start to roll out the dough into a large round disc. Dough boy! You want the dough to be roughly a 1/4 inch thick. Fantastic job. Step 6. Cut out your dog nuts. Using your donut-shaped cookie cutter, cut out the little donut-shaped treats. Place each dog nut on the lined baking sheet and get ready to bake these yummy little treats.
Come on, we've got to keep going.
Step 7. Bake. Place your baking sheet in the preheated oven and bake for 20 to 30 minutes or until you reach the desired crunchiness. Please note, baking times will vary depending on the type of oven used. If using a countertop toaster oven, the bake time will be closer to 10 minutes. Once ready, grab an adult to assist you, taking the treats out of the oven.
Yeah!
Using oven mitts, open the oven door and remove the baking sheet. Set aside to cool. Remember, safety first.
Gotcha!
Complete this task with adult assistance. Step 8. Prepare the icing. Measure 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt and add to a mixing bowl. Measure 1/4 cup of peanut butter, add it to the bowl, and mix until mixture is combined. Set aside. Top tip: if you want to add a bit of color to your icing, skip the peanut butter and add 1/2 cup of cornstarch to the Greek yogurt. And mix until the mixture is a nice consistency. This will create a stiff frosting, and you can add some colors.
Wait, aren't dogs colorblind?
Pick your favorite food coloring and add a drop or 2 into the mix. Once it is the desired color, set aside. Step 9. It's time to decorate your doggy donuts.
Yes! Finish them!
Grab your prepared icing and chosen toppings, and let's get ready to have some fun. Take one of the doggy donuts and spread a layer of icing over the top of the treat. If you want to add some toppings, add them before the icing starts to dry. Doggy-friendly sprinkles can add some color, and they're completely safe for your furry friend. Fresh fruit like bananas or crushed raw nuts like peanuts or rolled oats can add a nice decorative element if desired. Step 10. Time to treat your furry friend.
At last!
It's time to test your baking skills. If the smell alone hasn't brought your puppy pal over, then give them a call.
Get down here, ASAP!
Make sure they do a trick or two before they get their reward. Yum, yum, yummy. I think they want more. Good job.
Hey, I'm Peter Hastings. I'm the director of Dog Man, and I'm here with my buddies Dave and Steve, who've been bugging me, and they say like, hey, weren't there some scenes maybe that didn't make it into the movie? And I was like, yeah, there are a few, so let's share them. Let's watch them. What do you think? Steve, where do you think you're going? Come back! Wait a minute, you guys are gonna miss. We're gonna watch the deleted scenes. Don't eat that! This one is a little bit more of an extended scene of something that's in the movie. So this is when Dog Man runs out of his old house to chase the ball, and there's a little bit more action going on there before he meets up with Millie. So you're seeing some bonus.
Tough day.
This next one is from the I Don't Care If It Takes a montage, which is in the movie, and you've probably seen that. So the chief yells that out to Dogman, and Dogman goes chasing after Petey. So this is when Petey is trying to get some money for an evil plan, although brilliantly Petey never actually says what his plan is. And he uses a gigantic can opener to open the first bank of Jim to steal it, and Dogman, once again, thwarts his plans.
This is Sarah Hadoff, bringing you the Dogman Arrest Petey montage, here with my cameraman, Seamus.
That's right, Sarah. Petey thinks he can rob the bank of Jim with a cash box can opener 2000. Ha ha!
Rats! There go the handcuffs.
And there goes Petey, straight to cat jail.
This next scene happens after Petey has left little Petey out on the street and that says free kitty, and Dogman finds him. And then a bunch of people come to possibly adopt him. So was in the books. We really just wanted to condense that whole moment and make it really special when Dogman finds little Petey and decides to do the right thing and help the cat out and take him home.
Let's adopt this kitty. We can dye his hair pink.
Aw, I'll take him home. Right after I get rid of those nasty claws.
Oh, how precious. You'll fit right in with my 29 other cats.
This scene happens when Petey goes and finds little Petey, and he brings him back home. He's trying to win him over and show him how great he is and how sort of dumb Dogman is. So he very quickly builds these little stick puppets to prove it to little Petey. I just love the moment when he shows him the Petey puppet, and then little Petey just says, "Do Dogman," which of course drives Petey crazy. Anyway, really fun scene.
Watch and learn, kid. The true story of Dogman. La 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 da. Hi, I'm Dogman. I'm a big dummy. I like to chase cars and drink out of the toilet. Duh. It's not funny. Oh, look who's here. It's Petey. Look at me. I'm so smart. I'm gonna rule the world.
Do Dogman again.
Look, kid. Dogman is
fun.
This is a scene that's from the books when Dogman and little Petey are going to save Petey from falling into the volcano, and Dogman goes and gets a chopper motorcycle at Steve's Choppers and Hang Gliders. Ultimately, we wanted Dogman and little Petey to be working together in the same space when they go to save Petey. But you get to see it now.
So, what'd you think? Roof! Roof!
In this scene, really the important parts of it are actually still in the movie. So this is kind of an extended version of this scene where they have this showdown with the Bank of Jim, who's trying to crush them. But Dogman still has his moment with the tennis ball where he realizes he's got to make a sacrifice and let go of his old life and shoot this tennis ball. Really fun version here, some great jokes in it here, and some really great drawings from the board artists.
I'll call you back, Carl.
Ah, the bank is evil!
Which is why there's never been a better time to invest in crypto.
So this one features the character of Butler. She's new in the movie. You won't find her in the books. She's really great and a lot of fun. So this was at the very end of the movie after Petey sort of accepts little Petey, you know, as his son, and then he goes and is nice to Butler. But the problem with it was we want Petey to accept little Petey, but we don't necessarily want him to completely be a good guy yet. So we held out on that, but it's a sweet scene.
Ugh, great. You here to give me a hard time?
No, I'm here to give you your money.
I thought evil villains don't write checks.
They don't.
I love this scene. This is after Flippy gets arrested and he ends up in fish jail, of course. He's made a connection with little Petey. Little Petey won him over by drawing a comic, and so they become sort of pen pals and share comics. The voices you're hearing, by the way, are the temp voices that we do before the actors have come in to do the real voices. So, for example, I'm doing Flippy in this scene and all that kind of stuff. So, have fun.
Yo, Flippy, you got another letter from that dumb kitten.
He's not dumb, he's my friend.
Whatever. You don't scare me anymore. You're rusty and weak now.
I may be weak, and I may be rusty, but I'm happy.